Call the meeting to order at 5:12. First step is the approval of the agenda. There was some discussion on changing it, but it sounds like we're not going to. Is that the
I don't believe so.
final answer? Okay.
Final answer for $100. Jeopardy.
Yep. Okay. So,
I move that we approve the agenda as written.
We didn't identify ourselves.
oh, it's not on there. I'll never know if I don't have it on there.
Okay, what do you
So-
need on there?
Right after call to order,
Introductions.
introductions. Because I just follow this without thinking. Sorry.
That's okay.
My memory is not up to par. Okay, so introductions. Alice.
I'm
Thank
Alice
you for remembering.
McDonald.
Bobby Morgan.
Patsy Adams Warnock.
Andrew Berglund.
Janice Barton.
Josh Westbrook.
Okay. So, now we're on to approval of agenda, and it has been moved. Is there a second?
I second that. That's not what this is going to
All in favor?
Be a real strange meeting.
I can't get past approving the agenda.
That's trouble. Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, none opposed. Public comments. Public?
No comment.
Thank you for being here, though. Okay, and the minutes from the January 13 meeting.
And I put them in your packet because I was so late with them.
Okay.
I thought I had sent them out, yeah.
I have an extra copy.
Did anyone get a chance to
I
go?
read them.
You did?
I will
Okay.
approve. I will move that we approve the minutes of the January 13th meeting.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unopposed. Okay. Finance reports. We're on the 2013 financial closeout.
Aletha's up.
Okay, there's something in your packet. I don't have a.
It's a profit and
I don't
loss
have a
budget
packet
statement.
copy, so just, let me see
I've
what
got
it
two
is.
of them.
You do?
Because I printed one at home.
Yeah, I
Ah,
did show
good, okay, thank you, Patsy.
Where's a
Okay, so,
chair for you?
Okay, just
that's great. So the first thing you see in your
Here's Tom.
packet is,
In case we forget who it is.
this is really cool. This is a printout, an Adobe version of the profit and loss budget versus actual that we got
Where are
out of
we
our QuickBooks.
No. Where are we
What's
looking?
this? I thought that they were all in order.
Send it down the room.
Not seeing it.
We
Okay.
don't have that, Andrew and I don't.
No, so weren't they, wasn't it sent with the
no, this was,
I know, but I'm sent, wasn't that sent,
that
Patsy?
was sent.
Yeah, it was sent. You
I
don't,
printed it out.
That's
didn't-
the one I
It's the one
printed
you were
out.
talking
I know, you
about.
didn't,
No. Okay.
You must not have printed it out.
you didn't print it
Yeah,
out.
it's this. It's all of this. Yes.
Okay, that's okay.
I thought you said it was in this.
No, it was, so it'll be
Sent
on
out.
your, yeah,
It'll be on your Gmail.
it'll be on your thing, okay. Okay, so if everybody has it, either printed out or on their tablet, you can see that it's a really nice presentation of what we've spent to date, what the revenues to date, the expenditures to date by category, and then what the budget is, and then in the very last column gives you the percentage of the budget that's spent. Okay, now unlike the Excel file that I gave you in the past, it doesn't show you each month adding together. This just shows you the total, January and February together. The first 2 months total that, and then the budget amount is that, and that's the percentage of the budget spent.
So wait, I'm sorry. I have to start like way back. What do you mean by financial closeout versus this? I thought.
I just heard you want a financial statement. If you want the closeout,
Well, that was the agenda item we're on is closeout. What agenda item is this one?
that's the reconciliation, that's just your financial, here's the closeout.
That's the budget status, January in
closeout.
progress. That's this one.
I'm giving you two pieces of paper here.
Okay, so this one is, let's start on the the financial
closeout.
closeout, because that's where my
Yeah.
brain is right now.
I'm
But if
sorry,
you don't
Andrea,
mind.
I didn't
No,
hear
it's
you
okay.
clear over there.
Sorry.
I just heard financial report.
No worries. Okay, so now
Okay.
let's finish with 2013 and then we'll talk
Okay.
about this year.
If you look at the balance in the fund at the end of the month, $3,210,898.83. That's the treasurer's financial statement. Yeah, sure. That's the treasurer's financial statement that was given to us for the end of the year. And let's see.
This is the closeout.
And then,
And this is the treasurer's profit.
Right here. There's the money. This is at the first
what
of
else
December.
there is.
This is at the end of the month.
I'm still not, I'm sorry. Where are we
okay.
at here?
Just bear with me, we're
First of
making a
December, this is at
transition
the end
here.
of the month. So that's what we ended up at the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's the end of the year, but where is the,
This is in the month.
Okay.
but the end of December would be the end of the year amount. But it doesn't show
That's how
that.
much money is in the, didn't I print out the reconciliation? Wasn't that in that stuff you brought?
What we did with this.
No, not that. That was the only thing?
That was the only thing.
For heaven's sake. Huh. What I'm trying to show you folks is the closeout from last year and how we start this year. And I had a reconciliation report, but I don't have my QuickBooks. I can't access my QuickBooks. So,
Through your magic.
If your computer's on, we can, but it'll be really small.
it would be small. Just give me a minute to think.
Sure.
Here, I know we printed
What
it
I'm
out.
sorry, what am I looking at here? What is this one?
That is with all the money in, all the money reconciled, that is the adjusted budget, which
So that's the budget for 2014.
14. What I did
And
was,
this one was what?
that's January and February of this year,
And this is the entire adjusted budget for the year.
this year. That's
So
right.
these have nothing to do with 2013.
They do not. I'm trying to get.
And then last month on December board meeting, there were several numbers we didn't have yet.
That's correct.
And so that's what you're trying to find for us.
Well, yeah, the whole thing is reconciled,
Want me to try?
yeah, try.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, is that it?
Reconciliation summary.
Yeah, there it is.
It's on the back.
On the back.
Thank you, Patsy.
This. It's the back of it. See?
There you see.
It's on the back of
beginning-
this.
The beginning balance on January,
Show now. Right there. Oh.
that's for the whole year. For the
Yeah, but I was looking for the one that's gonna tell me what percentages were used for
Well,
each
you get-
category
You get
of
that
what,
from the county.
Then I have.
for the
No.
December one.
No, they don't
no,
give
no,
the
no.
percentage.
It's as
Then-
if
Then
we
what I
saw
have to do.
this for end of the year reconciliation.
Okay,
That's
okay.
right? Isn't that what we would look at as
That's fine, if that's what you want to see. I have that in the old Excel file, okay?
It's in Excel, so it never got put to QuickBooks.
No, you're asking for the percentages for last year.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter to me what form it comes in. I just wanted to see the reconciliation. What we didn't, you said in the December meeting there was a few more numbers to get
Right?
fixed.
I got them into QuickBooks.
So we should, as a board, see that and look at it, right?
Okay, there's a lot of, I think if I have the QuickBooks access, I can.
Then you can see it, yeah. We don't care if it's small.
Mom shut down.
Okay, if it's small.
Well,
Sorry.
the thing is that there's a whole lot of different ways of looking at the transition in the year, okay? And this
But
is,
so just the way we've always looked at each month.
well, that's what this is. That's what this is. Each
But this
month.
has January,
Yes, but you
January and
start
February of
someplace,
2014, because we started the QuickBooks. The Excel belongs to 2013.
okay.
And I did reconcile 2013. I went through every check. I reconciled it with exactly what was in QuickBooks. And that's what Patsy showed you. how I reconcile, because that's the QuickBook printout. That,
Do this.
what we had, what we started with, what we input, what we paid, and you can't get a reconciliation report without reconciling.
Right.
But I'm gonna show you,
But that, I get that.
Yeah.
But what it doesn't show me is what I'm looking for.
What are you
You
looking
want to
for?
see what percentage we were at? for
How we
each
did on our
section.
budget is the end of the year. I mean, you
I
look
can
at
show you that on the
category.
Excel.
Right, fine. I don't care if it's Excel. That's good.
Okay,
That's fine. That's how we looked at it all year. Let's look at it. That's
I
fine.
know, that's
Yeah.
what I was offering.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay,
Okay, so which would you like?
well, you go ahead and get the QuickBooks up, and then I'll go ahead and get the Excel. Because I'll just show them on the QuickBooks how we reconciled it.
Okay. All right. Are we not responding? Reason your computer's locking up here.
No, that's math. That's math.
Computer's running 120%.
Very efficient.
And I can give you something like this, Andrea. I can print this out and send it to everybody for 2013, if you want this in QuickBooks, in this form.
This one is the new QuickBooks form.
This is,
But you said something about it has January and February together?
that's what this is. This is showing you what we have spent to date
Right.
for 2014. It's not showing you January and February separately.
The 6 weeks of this year.
This is showing you.
So next month, will it show from January till March,
Correct.
whatever?
Correct.
We won't see January and February.
You actually have, you saw January last month, you see February individually this month, but you won't see them spread out unless you want a big spread out. We did have a big spread out, but I gathered together the different columns so that you weren't looking at something like this.
No, I don't need to look at something like this.
I know.
And I think it's the same as we did last year, where what's happened before and then that month's. But if we do what's happened up to this point, we can't see $800 spent at Burbank on electricity and find red flags.
Well,
600 this month.
this shows what's happened to date, and you also have somewhere what's happened this month. So you can look at the two of them if you want.
We have a separate document for what's
For
happened
this
this month.
month, yes.
Where is that
I don't know,
document?
where is it, Bobby?
What's it called?
And we'll always have a separate one for that month.
So we'll have a cumulative and a monthly.
That's right.
Is that what
This-
you
It's just in
this
two
is
different documents
cumulative.
now.
Okay, is it this one, auditor's expenditure status report?
And it was emailed, is the budget?
Yeah,
I don't know, it's gotta be somewhere, because I did
Well,
that.
there's a budget status.
And we're switching from Excel to something new, so it's gonna be a little confusing, but
Well, it's just a matter of getting your arms around the,
The expenditure status report is, I didn't get a copy of that. Did we have one of those? We didn't get that.
that's,
The one that has the percents on it.
I don't think we'll see that one again. We're getting away from this.
Yeah, but you'll always get one from the county. You'll get one.
we do, and that was something that came from Susan Dombrowski, the
Dale
auditor's
Norby's-
office.
Dale Norby's thing.
No, this is the treasurer's, and that's how that always looks. The one that you're talking about,
Oh, comes
that
from.
comes from the auditor's office,
Okay.
is this one here.
Is that this one? The profit and loss.
No, this is a QuickBooks format.
This one has percentages on it. That's the only reason I
Oh,
figured out.
This is the one from the auditor's office, and I thought that this got emailed to you,
Can you see it?
this one. That should have been emailed to you. That's the auditor's.
Oh,
And that
that's
shows you the
useful, make some
percentages.
photocopies.
but that
There's the percentages.
no, we don't want their weird things. We're looking for the one that the beautiful one that Aletha made with the beautiful categories that we all understood and went through.
Right.
With the percentage. The
Right.
only thing that's different is from switching it from Excel
That's right.
to the new system.
Right.
I would like to look at cumulative and monthly.
I was almost certain that we sent you a monthly.
It's okay. It's not. This month is fine, you guys. We're
Yeah.
getting a new system, but by next month,
Well,
I would
we'll
like
just-
to look at cumulative and monthly in the new system with your
Right,
beautiful
but it probably
categories.
won't be on the same sheet.
That's fine, as long as we can look at both numbers. That's important.
I agree, and that's what I was trying to deliver.
Is this what you're looking for?
No,
That's like third issue or 15th
no,
issue, just a
no,
second.
no, those are just the vouchers.
It will be for a little bit, because we're switching systems and switching people, and
Okay.
It'll work.
it'll happen though. It'll get there. As
Yeah.
long as we communicate as what we need, it'll be fine.
Right, and
So before we go any further, let's just look at last year. It's gonna be in Excel,
Uh-huh,
and it's gonna be different than what we're moving forward on. But let's
Yeah,
look at that, say goodbye to it, and move on. So,
that's right, say goodbye to it.
yes, goodbye Excel. I loved you.
Yep. Well, it was fun. Okay, final. And I do have the same thing in QuickBooks already because I've done the whole year.
Yes, but let's just put this one
Okay, well, there's your
Did
three
you
million,
put
there's your
everything back?
$3,210,000.
that comes up on the reconciled thing.
Yes,
Okay, so
There
let's
it
look at
is.
our percentages as we roll down and see where we got hits and misses
there you go, okay.
as we go.
Now, this is the capital funds and so on, so that's,
We don't need to look at
you
specific
don't-
numbers, we're just looking at those percentages and the category.
let's
So
go up
This
here
one's
to
109%.
the income came in at 102%.
Okay, we're,
The Walnut Fund was exactly what we said.
right,
District salaries came in at, the salaries were 96.84%.
so overall, we had some highs and lows and come in there, okay?
Well, we have benefits too, so
Yeah.
we'll see what the total personal services are. There's the benefits are 88.3% and the total personal services 97.3.
Okay,
Okay? I didn't think you ever want to see this again.
I know you'd think.
Yeah.
I should break out in hives.
What's the one that's 110?
Office supplies.
Yep, okay, but we adjusted for this year. Okay, keep,
Yeah,
we're going,
yeah, you-
99.
Uh-huh,
Yeah, okay.
professional services, that one's right on, because we just kept adding money through the year, we kept adjusting the budget. Communications, the telephone is 85%, the internet is 137%, overall, those communications, 115%. And that
Which we
is-
had some big one-time things.
What
we
happened
didn't-
was we changed
we switched,
Burbank in
yeah.
the middle of the, of
It's
the year.
justifiable, okay, and
Yeah.
we all knew it was happening.
Yep,
Okay,
you all knew.
Back just.
and nor do we
Sure.
have to add more for next year because we
Alice wants to
know.
go back for a
Yeah,
minute.
an E-rate is,
Yeah, it will
The
finally
other
kick
one,
in.
one more down, I think.
One more down?
One
No,
more
we're
up.
Oh, I'm
One
sorry,
more up.
okay.
There.
There. You have a question?
No, I just,
I know this like my, back of my hand, this one. And we really wrestled that QuickBooks to a fall too, so. Let's
OPAC
see.
was 108.
Walnut is 99% of what was budgeted, that's a known thing. This OCLC.
Wait, what was the walnut up there? And this is a different, I'm sorry, what?
No, that other
Walnut,
was the
we
account.
pay,
We pay Walnut.
but we keep track of walnuts.
We keep, we're.
Oh, right,
we're
right,
the
right.
we
Okay,
pay them
got,
on
got,
membership
you.
fee.
Okay, okay.
So the OPAC services,
Includes your internet up there, or no?
no, it
No,
doesn't.
why is it 108? Why?
Because this came in, this annual subscription came in, we hadn't been paying it, and they didn't tell us, and they discovered it quite by accident, and this is an annual fee. So we had to pay it.
Oh, I see. Because I was wondering how 95 and 99 ever got to 108, but that, because that's not in that column. Okay.
That's right, it's not.
Okay.
Postage and freight, 107, that just is what it is. Travel costs, it's for, we have the training, travel, per diem, and lodging. We had pretty good training costs this year, which is what we desired to do. The courier is part of that, and in-district travel. A lot of in-district travel from branch to branch. And
That's before, that, part of that though is, that's not counting courier though.
the courier is right here, the district courier. And we include not only Josh's expenses from the beginning of the year, which were very
Yeah.
high,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
also,
Well, the van.
see, 400, 400, 400, And then down here in August, we started charging gas, so it's gone way down.
Way down.
So it'll be, you know,
And it
like,
also included those snow tires.
yeah.
So that zings it.
And the paint, did it include the capital expense of the fan? It didn't.
No, that's not in capital.
Just a big service and those very expensive snow tires.
Yeah.
and the gas.
Advertising, we didn't spend it all. We mostly used that for hiring purposes. The operating rents, leases, and utilities, if you recall, when we budgeted, we just put in 50,000 as a really large number and say that all of these things are coming out of that 50,000 because with the new buildings, everything's gonna change, and so we just included everything here. But some things were over, like, as you know, the Burbank Electric was high. But all of these things, the box rentals,
Look at this
the
room.
leases-
I don't even know how that it can charge that. It's just outrageous.
I don't know.
Something's wrong with it still, but I don't know.
But
It's better than
anyway,
it used to be.
out of the
Yeah.
50,000, we spent 95%. So, right on. And then the insurance came in at just 0.4 over, and we added a couple properties during the year, so that's pretty good. Building and grounds maintenance, we have 103% here. We've added the Prescott Grounds contract in the middle of the year, and we spent more money on the Tushy grounds cleaning it up,
What
right
grounds do we
there.
have in Prescott?
Huh?
The new house.
Oh, the new
The little
house.
house, yeah.
It's
And
got a
we-
bit of a yard.
And we pay 150 a month on a contract for snow removal, watering, mowing, and all that sort of thing throughout the year.
Now, in the Tushy grounds, is that for the existing grounds, or is that also the grounds at the new place?
This is also the grounds at the new place. Yeah.
Who's maintaining that?
It's not being maintained really. We send a person out a couple times to get rid of the weeds at the bad weed time, and then we'll see what the spring brings. We have a fellow that we call.
Okay.
Building maintenance came in at 85%. Administrative costs, we have, you can see what is under administrative costs. This board miscellaneous is nothing more than food. Basically, that's food. Costs incurred for the executive search, if you recall, we budgeted some amount of money.
Okay, Alita, we did go through most of this last month. We just
Right.
wanted to reconcile the few things that were left.
Well,
Which ones were left open, do you
what
remember?
was
Exactly.
left, what was left was the treasurer's turnover.
There was a few, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Book processing, 152, but books themselves, 78. So the whole library thing is like 109%.
Had a question. How come the Orbis dues were 140%? What did they do? Did we put more people on the dues, or
Let's look at
did
it.
they raise it?
Where do we see that? Up here on the,
Yeah.
where was that?
A little
Pat?
further
Right
up.
there.
Right there,
Yeah,
right there.
Association dues.
Association dues.
Association dues, Orbis Courier estimate is $17.50 a year. This is dues for everything, not just Orbis.
Oh, okay.
So anything
It's for
else in
everything.
building?
And
We're just over by.
when people go to training, like to ARSL or to PNLA, we buy memberships for them,
Okay.
you know, so.
So that was something that hadn't been.
Yeah,
planned.
and we've addressed that for next year. So equipment purchase was 85%. Total materials and services 94. Anyway, operating total was 93, and then the rest of it is things like the impressed account and the courier van purchase and the capital.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So 2013 is done, and Excel is done.
Yes.
Okay. Woohoo. Thank you, Alita.
Yes, I'm sorry
That was a lot
we
of work last
danced
year.
around on that, but
No, it's okay.
we do have it in the other thing too.
So I know that you had given us some papers on the budget status, but the next item of business is the auditor's expenditure status report for the end of January. And that one is,
That's the one that that's the one that's right here that I thought got emailed to you.
Here, this one.
okay.
Is
I
that
wrote
the?
down that I emailed it.
I know, it's okay. It's been very, very tricky finding all these things with you know, with the change of the year. Here, it's under
New
one for
year, new
January.
people, new system.
That's right,
It's
everything.
fine. We can
See, there it is, right there.
handle it. Okay.
And if you, and I did give you a January one, and so that you could compare that to my QuickBooks thing.
Oh.
And the numbers matched, but you don't have to match, so you'll
Well, we'll have
take
to
my
just
word.
take your word for it.
Yeah.
So wait, I gotta, before I bring that up.
I swear.
It's not on the agenda. The Empress Fund at 43% on January. Do you remember last year?
The impressed account, what it was, or?
No, I don't need the exact number figure. But do you remember, it was just the first 3 months where we went through almost 75% of what was going to be spent was the
Yeah.
first few months, right? So this 40-some% would not be abnormal.
No,
No,
40-some-odd%
had
spent.
last year and this year in his report.
he had it in the report.
No, but the percentage, I was just wondering. Because we've spent 42% of what we had planned to pay is gone now. You see
That's
that?
not surprising.
But that's.
No, I'm just saying, I think
Yeah.
that's okay. I think it's,
In January though, that would-
yeah, by January, we've spent 43% of
That's
what we-
because we have to transfer a large check into the impressed account. We haven't really spent that. I've just,
The money just.
Okay.
we've just written a big check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
So
we
there's
should
a
be in
lot
like
of,
the
there's a lot of
20s or
cash in the
20%.
account.
You wrote
In fact, we might not have to
So
So it's
transfer anymore.
money, not the actual.
That's right. And-
Reimbursement.
And
It's
it's
not-
gonna pretty much cover the year, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Against the budget, it's 19% spent.
Yeah.
Whether that amount's in the impressed account right now or not, like Lee said, we have to get the check in there to get it to the 30 some odd.
Travel must have been your travel.
Oh, here it is.
What's the amount?
40% by January.
Probably.
Oh, no.
That wouldn't have gone under
Expenses, that wouldn't gone on.
It went under travel for that's why we use a different system with
Oh,
the, you know,
their travel.
that's why I don't even like that's why I can't have this be our only method of looking at things.
It's impossible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Operating rentals, 12%. Technology, 10%.
Well, I know, it's terrible.
No, I'm just checking where we're at in the year. Okay.
I check every month to make sure that the numbers she posts are the numbers we've posted. Other than that,
Well, every month you have to tell them they did something wrong.
well, yeah, that too. But basically, you check every posting against our QuickBooks
Right.
or
Okay.
the Excel, so.
Anybody have any other questions on auditor's expenditure status report? Okay, next is treasurer's financial statement. They all sound the same.
That's that one. And,
Yes.
And it just shows the year's closeout, because it's December, they haven't given us one for January yet. We don't get January's until mid-February.
And it looks exactly like the number you saw up there. Is there
Yeah.
anybody have any questions or comments about that one? Phew. Budget status. That is where we're on to this one.
Yeah, that one, and then, well,
No, that's not, I picked up the wrong thing. No, that's this one. Where we at here?
yeah, yeah, because you've already looked at that profit loss for the 2 months, you know. I mean, this is the budget status right now for 2014.
Right.
There's your percentages. It's January and February combined.
And next month, we're gonna,
Next month, you'll
Just a monthly
have the
and
monthly
cumulative.
and the cumulative.
yeah, on two different pages,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Explained it and that we need.
Because we,
That's me, I'm done.
and we're done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Stuff online.
Yeah,
So-
I'm done.
And that's why it's 2 months, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So all the other ones that are quite a bit over?
Well,
is
let's say it's
because
a
they're
Walnut one-time fee.
Right, I
Exactly.
get that.
Well, just ask about each individual one, because we can address each one for sure.
She's in a panic.
I mean, obviously, it looks like a lot of them are one-time fees.
Oh, you're looking at the charter, okay?
Well, or any of them.
Well, the problem there is that their only input in the budget, that's why we've had trouble with this, we've been working on it. It should be the total telephone. We had trouble with this, didn't we, Bobby?
Yes.
Because, yeah, and then we weren't gonna give it to you, but it showed you how much was spent. The problem is the way the budget's put in. we're trying to figure out how to put the budget in. Okay, so you're not gonna get your percentages on that.
Yes, this isn't working.
No, it isn't.
Because it
We spent
otherwise
30% of our
totally-
postage.
It's okay, we knew that.
Okay, let's all get this one back. Let's hope that
That's not an approvable
next month
document.
needs to go
Of
get
course
better.
it isn't.
Okay,
We're not proving it today.
okay. Walla Walla County.
We can still get it totally done the way it should be.
Okay,
That's why you're going to a QuickBooks specialist.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want everybody to understand that we're making the transition.
Yep.
Bobby and I both are working on the QuickBooks. We're trying to figure out how to present it the way you want it. And we're getting there, and you will have what you need.
We absolutely understand that.
I'm glad, thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate
no,
that.
and it's a tremendous amount of work. So,
We'll get there.
yep, we believe it. Okay, so, one more question about it though. What is the difference? Let's pretend that was done and it's beautiful. What is the difference between that document and this document? What am I looking at?
That document is the closeout. What I did was, in January, I had you.
This is adjusted
I
budget.
had you approve a budget resolution that added
Okay, so this is our
$8,000.
final,
This
so
is the-
far, final
Yeah, these-
budget.
That's the actual numbers, and that's how, but we didn't put on the agenda for you to approve it because we figured
doesn't-
there'd be some other
There might
changes
be
down the
more.
road, yeah.
Okay.
I just want you
So,
to,
my request is that when you are giving us all these documents, because we have 4, 5, 6 different documents, up here in bold, for the slow bus person that I am here, budget, monthly, but.
They should be also dated.
I need to know, just glancing quickly, what I'm looking at, because it
Well, you
gets
can make a
very,
header and a footer.
something
Yeah.
to make it
That's not a problem.
very easy for me and simple to
Well,
know
if
what
you-
numbers I'm looking at,
Yeah.
when,
Okay.
because it kind
A
of all
title and a date.
I would agree.
spins together. Okay, so I don't need these anymore. Thank you. Review and signing of the vouchers. Alice, did you come back from
No, I
the
didn't come
Bahamas?
back. I
Where'd
did
you go?
not come
St. Martin's and
I spent all of them. You'll find a trip in there.
I checked the travel, there was
That was the travel, that was where
next
the
month.
travel went. I haven't turned in my vouchers yet.
so you looked at vouchers.
I did.
Okay, and they look.
As good as I'd expect, I guess, for having looked at them for the first time.
Yes.
I had lots of annoying questions, and Jean was very nice to me.
Tom did a great job.
Good.
There
It's
we
good
go.
to be thorough.
Did a
That's
great
good.
job.
Okay. So we need to have a.
Signing of the vouchers.
No, we have to do approval of
Yes.
the vouchers.
This is the,
With an,
Okay, so I guess Bobby, on there, you have a motion, too, needs to be on that.
That must be me then.
That's you.
yeah,
Look at this bucket passed back and forth. So I move that we approve the February 2014 vouchers numbering 95 to 171 and 175 in the amount of $91,621.44.
Second,
We go through
I
all of
second.
all in favor say
we
aye.
have to do all three.
Aye.
I don't have a
Wait
quorum
a
yet.
minute, wait a minute. He's
Do
not
we want them
through.
all in one motion?
Yes.
Sure.
And the capital projects vouchers numbering 172 and 174 in the amount of $13,208.25. The capital expenditures voucher number 173 in the amount of $195.66 for a grand total of $105,025.35.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion passes and we need to sign.
The numbers, we want to sort them out.
So, as we're signing it along, I'll go on to the staff reports. We all received those. Is there anything other than what we read that needs to be shared about staff or?
Can I say one
There's
thing?
two of them.
Yes, of course you can.
Carlotta's computer ate her report twice, and I was there to witness it. So.
It's here, it's here.
Did you get it?
just came.
Okay.
It just
I wanted
came.
to say
Poor
that because I
thing.
was
That is so frustrating.
I was at her computer. We hit save, closed it, opened it, gone. So anyway, I just wanted to vouch for her
It
that
just-
it was done twice.
That's frustrating.
Four.
Okay.
It's blank. Yeah, it is the
It's
blank.
blank.
And to report content, yeah.
Perhaps Carlotta
There's-
needs a new
There's some voodoo going on her computer. I don't know. We'll figure that one out.
Do you have a copy of her report that we can scan in? Or is it totally eaten.
The file disappeared. It was
Okay.
like gone. It was
Here it is.
bizarre.
Enter report here.
Yeah. So
Aw, that's a bummer. Okay.
we'll fix it.
I entered changes and I saved mine and they didn't save it and I thought I was supposed to. Yours too? Yeah, but at least I had one that was first.
It is. It's not
That needs
gonna-
fixed.
Is
Okay.
that a Google thing?
No, it's a Word document, and I think I'm going to go back and tinker with it. Maybe there's something wrong with the file itself. I will add that to
You
it.
mean it's like a template and it's eating it?
You upset somebody, that's what that is.
So I'll fix that.
Computer got fixed.
All right, next thing is staffing. Oh no, we got technology. We already did. Do you have something for technology, or just
No,
what was
it's
emailed?
listed separate. I had a couple quick things on the reimbursement.
Reimbursement.
stuff.
Well, that's where we're at.
One thing I meant to include on that report was that 78 of those 102 were renewals, just for FYI. People that got a card last year and got another one. And this month so far we're up to 15, all $68 cards except one. That's an update
So
for
what's the
February.
total money again?
Total money so far for January was $6,698. And we had 102 versus I believe 167 last year.
Okay. Facilities development.
That would be you again.
Oh, yeah. So, Bobby and I met with the banker on last Tuesday and got all the instructions for what he's expecting, and I've got a spreadsheet to fill out, and he just did a checklist of all the things that we've done and all the things he needed, and we're on the same page. The interest rate right now is 5.72, and we had budgeted out at 5.74. He said that there's no expectation it's going to increase immediately, but we were shooting for the end of February in case it did do an increase. So we had John Campbell on deck to have both construction documents done by the end of February. Now that we don't have an increase in interest rates in the offing, we're going to let him finish up Burbank, send out Burbank for all the documents for bid, and see how the bid comes in. If it comes in exactly where we expect it to, or less, we will then send out County Central, right on the heels of it. So Burbank will go out to bid on March the 1st, and we'll probably let the bid the 1st of April. And then County Central, which he'll be working on during March while Burbank is out to bid, will then be ready to go to bid on the 1st of April, and we'll let the contract the 1st of May at the latest. So, and then he'll turn to the smaller ones. But what we want to do, since we've had to redo Burbank a couple of times to get it at the right cost point for our budget, we want it to go out and get the price on it. So that was the recommendation of John, and it was Bobby's and my recommendation, and it was Larry's recommendation, and it just makes a lot of sense. So we're pretty much on track, but it just takes the pressure off of John. And we're not going to have them both go out simultaneously, so that if one comes back higher than the other or something, we have absolutely no flexibility for adjustment.
What about the changes that we made with the Burbank stuff last month?
Uh-huh.
Are those, is that in
Yeah,
there?
yes.
And we don't get to see that before it goes out to bid? We don't get to see the final?
He hasn't quite got the final done.
But he will have the final, so if they want to see the picture right now, we can do that.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be
'cause-
better to have a special meeting at the end of the month when he's got it ready?
Well, if he's got it ready, he's got it ready. I mean, he's not going to redo the construction documents.
No, but I would be under the impression that the board is asked to approve it
I would think so, sure.
before it goes out.
Sure, but are you going to approve the actual depth of documents or simply what
drawing.
he's created the
drawing.
documents
The
on?
drawing.
That's what I was
And the
suggesting.
drawing wasn't final last month, so
Right.
The design
It's
documents
not-
and the
he's still working
specifications.
on the final parts, and he's been doing like blow up of each part.
Let's see.
say that again.
Well, the design documents are one thing, but the specifications, so that what we think we're getting done in the building and in the construction process actually meets our final goals. There's no way to know that unless we see it, and we can't approve something we haven't seen.
Well, that's what we're looking at now.
Okay, so you would like to see
Well,
the
typically-
final drawing, how
And
many of the final drawings? Are you talking electrical, plumbing, as well as the floor plan?
Well, I don't know how granular this group is used to being, but
Yeah.
what is it that we're approving?
We've never built anything.
This is the first
Okay,
time.
None of
well,
us.
Well, I'm not familiar, I mean, I'm familiar, we built our house, but I am not qualified to approve or disapprove of a truss design or an electrical.
right, oh, yes,
And I don't
not
know
that
H-
granular.
No, I mean,
No.
well, if I could look at them and tell you they look beautiful, I'd be completely wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
talking about the overall plan and what's going to be part of the
You mean if
deliverables. What are the deliverables?
gilding it in gold, all the
What
windows?
are the
or-
deliverables that
Yeah.
we're paying for, that we're approving?
So you want the specification books, they're each about that thick?
No.
No?
Well, one of us can look at
Kind of
them.
like the executive summary of anything in order for us to, I mean, otherwise, what is it that we're approving?
Well, here's the footprint.
Is this the same one you sent us, we looked at last month?
You might have had a teen room cut off here with the Friends in there. And we've added the Friends over here underneath the canopy and moved the door
No, they were
over
there.
No, they were there.
Okay, well then it's the
There was an
same.
issue with the bathroom.
It was the bathroom
doors,
vision.
The vision.
Right, that's right, here.
Right
So,
there.
yeah, so here's the maker space, here's the door into
They
the
moved the
bathroom.
door.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, he's moved that.
He moved the door.
Drinking fountains, there's the door that gets locked at night. And this is the meeting room, and they have access to the toilets.
Is that a clear wall? Is
Wait,
that
was
the,
line of sight to the bathroom.
to see the bathroom? Yeah, that one.
This one is clear, isn't it, Bobby?
There's a
Doesn't
large
matter.
window in there. I think the wall got shortened, didn't it?
If it's a window, it would be the double line.
That this here has been shortened down here. This door is no longer there. The door, I believe, was moved.
So that's not
No,
a
it
current.
can't be,
That's not a current.
because they have to use the toilet from the meeting room.
So,
See? The toilet has to be available from the meeting room, so the door is still here. They may have shortened it a tad, but it's still right here. So what he's doing is he's working on the construction documents. If you want to see the design documents, you know, you can have a meeting shortly on that, but we have seen and approved the design documents on County Central.
No,
They-
No, we
haven't.
have not.
haven't.
We have
No, we
never
haven't.
approved anything.
We never voted on it.
And I think we need a meeting with John. The board
Sure.
is kind of out of in the dark on a lot of it.
Not the finals.
We haven't approved anything.
We told him we liked what we were seeing, but we hadn't.
And it was a long time
That
ago.
was early.
Last spring.
Yeah,
was
County
it?
Central really hasn't changed that much. I mean, that's,
But it's been a long
We
time.
still haven't.
yes, I know that, Patsy, and what you approved in a sense went over to College Place for the site approval. So it was approved in principle to go to College Place, and we got the site approval.
That was footprint.
Right, exactly. It was the
But that's
footprint.
not the details.
So do
No.
you want a special meeting where
I
we
think we
invite
do.
John, or do you want to wait till the March 10th meeting and invite him then?
Well, then we can't go out to bid March 1st.
No.
If we.
No, I think we ought to have a special meeting with whatever he's got. And I don't think he has, Bobby, actual design documents for this because it's been changing so rapidly.
Yeah, because it was, this past week we met and the final changes were made. So he's still working on drawing those in there.
Right, but he's working on the construction documents, so he can give us the design documents, you know, next week.
Okay.
And the same with County Central, he can
But
give us
perhaps he
those.
shouldn't work on construction documents until after the design's approved.
Well, he
Because
could,
that's a lot of work we're spending
Yeah.
money on him doing and then have to redo. So maybe we should meet him sooner than later so that he's not spinning wheels.
why don't we just meet next week and you can look it all over?
Okay.
Does this meet what you wanted in the bathroom stuff?
My concern was that the bathroom's behind a blind corner, because if you build people a station like you've done with the circulation desk, that's where they're going to park. And unless they move, you've got children using a restroom that we don't have eyes on. And it's something that can be mitigated with procedure. I mean, if it's too late to change this and we're locked in and that's what
not too late
we're
to
going
change
to do,
We haven't approved
It's not
anything.
too late.
then it can be fixed with procedures.
I have a question about that same thing. It seems like that during the time that the library is open, are you going to have the door to that meeting room open there?
Yes.
Or are you going to shut that and you open it when you need to? If so, then you need another door.
I
the
hear
end of
you,
the hall.
Patsy. We did talk about that, I know. But I'm not really quite sure why you'd need another door. I mean,
Well,
My kids will be
because
playing
somebody's
hide-go-seek
kids
in
will be
there.
playing in there under the tables.
Or worse, some of these teams.
kids always do that.
Well,
I mean, people might want to go in there and study or
Well, that's
visit
fine,
or-
but then it'd be kind of like maybe you'd
That could
keep
be.
it, you'd
There
keep it
would be
open.
cameras in there to see what was going on.
No, they need a door
From the
because
desk.
you'll want people being able to use the library, go in and go to the bathroom and have a quiet meeting with a company that comes in and wants to use that to talk about
Because you
things
don't
or
wanna
teach a class. They want to close the door, not hear the library or people going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So we definitely need a door there. And then you can know if it's okay to leave it open all the time
Door it is.
or not. You know your community.
Yeah, because if somebody reserves it and they need it quiet for like
Right,
a cell
yeah, you
class
don't
or
want
something.
But I think we need to talk to John about all this because
yes.
Yeah, this is.
it's time.
And it's something that he can go
The first
through
time he
each
showed it to
part.
us, he said, it's too early to talk about. So now, we're getting to the point where it's too late to talk about. But there was never a time to talk about it.
And we can't
So-
go to bid till we've approved something.
That's
so-
true.
Okay, so
That's
it's time to
true.
talk about it.
Well, you think that he'd be ready within a week?
Well, sure, because he's working on, he'll have, he's already got the design documents for County Central, because it's just been tweaked a little bit.
But that's not the one we want to look at right now.
We do, we want to
Well,
look at
you
it,
wanna
let's
look
just
at
do
both
it.
of them.
Let's just do
Yes,
it.
but you don't want to look at both of them the same day. You've
You
got to be
don't?
crazy. You've got to take time to look at it carefully, not to look at two buildings. One building's going to take all your brains,
I
and then
agree.
another week for the next building.
Okay.
Which one do we need to move on first?
We're
wanna
doing
keep that
Burbank
to ourselves,
first. Burbank.
So we can look at Burbank
Yeah.
and then.
We can do
What-
county next month or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, your county,
Talk about
your
it
county
Maybe,
large.
maybe before the board meeting or something.
Yeah, Burbank definitely has to be first, because this is the one that we've had to work so hard on the cost.
Okay.
And we need to nail that down.
What kind of day are you thinking of next week, or do we have an idea?
Are you're working all week?
I'm gone.
Oh, you're
I'm
gone all week?
too, and I'm gone
you're
all
gone
week
all
too.
week.
The 25th is the earliest I could.
How about
be there.
this week?
Oh, I'm
25th?
sorry. Let me. My week hasn't started over because I haven't gone back to work yet. This week I'm gone. Next week I should be all right.
But you're gone.
You're gone all week next week?
Yes, I'll be back the 25th.
You have to give John a little notice anyway.
Because he's not gonna be bringing us a final if he doesn't know all the things we just said.
Well, he's not going to bring you a final till after you've talked to
No.
him
Well,
anyway.
that's my point. Even,
Yeah.
It's not even as far along as what we've
No,
talked
it's
about
not.
last month.
I have a meeting on the 25th till 2:30.
What day of the week is that?
That's
Tuesday.
If it's local, it's at the center.
So you're not around this week, Tom?
Yeah, no, this week I'm gone tomorrow morning.
And I'm gone Thursday morning.
Wednesday lunchtime, the 26th.
That's all right. Wednesday, the 26th, all right.
Lunch somewhere. Some
Bring it in.
yeah,
What time?
like
Make it a
Gray's.
workshop.
Give yummy food. Yeah. And then we'll have to post it as a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you consider lunchtime? Because mine usually ends up being rather odd.
Well, I need to be back to be with my children at 3:45 in Burbank. I will need to be back home.
Okay, so the latest it can run probably is 2,
2:30.
2:30.
2:30.
Okay.
So if we start at 11:30,
Yeah,
Started at
is that
11:30 on the 26th?
Service center.
Yes.
Can I have a bite too?
And you want the agenda just to read the Burbank Library?
Yes.
Peace.
Burbank Library. What are we looking at? We're looking at
design?
Design.
Final.
design. Burbank Library.
You don't put the word final, and just put
No,
final.
just design.
Design. It isn't gonna be final.
So to repeat what you said a minute ago, you guys, because you had said there were deadlines in February.
There were deadlines, and they had to do with the bank because the banker thought that the interest rates would go up on the 1st of March. So we were careening toward having the documents done by the end of February. But that's not the case anymore.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
11:30.
So are you calling this a special meeting or a work session? Because there's differences in what you can do.
If
Special
they
meeting
want to be able to approve it, it's
Approve it,
got to
yeah.
be a
be a
special meeting.
meeting, that's what
Yep.
I'm saying. So it can't be called a work session if you want to vote on
Well,
something.
you can have a work session and
Then
then
go
you
out of
go
it
out of
and
that
have a
and have a
meeting.
special meeting.
Yeah, as long as they're both announced, yeah.
So you can announce it.
But
And then you don't have to have the special meeting if you're not ready.
which one? They're both public. So
Yeah, if you call the special meeting and you don't vote, you don't vote.
Right.
yeah,
don't
that's
have
fine.
to
Let's just
vote.
keep it open as a special meeting that we can do. Okay, moving on. Staffing news.
do you want to set up a date for looking at the county central as well?
Well-
At this point?
How is there any chance we can do that like an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours before the March meeting?
It's up to you, I would think so.
I think that would be good.
I think we'll know how much time we need
It's the
after
10th
doing
of
the
March.
Burbank
It's
one.
the 10th of March.
So we can
So you
adjust.
could just adjust the opening
We
time.
might need noon to,
Yeah, we don't know how much time we'll need, but let's just.
that's a bigger building and more detail.
Okay, so
And then his dad kills the wife and then kills himself.
Sometimes it's atypical. That's my goal every week, is to get in and out of there those times.
I was wondering if, we've set the 5 o'clock meeting date time for a long time, but I believe that was set when we had people that
See, he
got off
whipped her.
work and came to the meeting from this, people that are on board. Perhaps now, if we have it right for Tom, we wouldn't have to meet it between 5 and 7. We could meet between 2 and
If
5.
we keep them on Mondays, 9 times out of 10,
Would
I'm
would
okay.
a time during the day be easier for you?
yeah,
Yeah. So maybe that's something we can talk about next month.
But not till 5.
no, I'm fine on Mondays.
Oh, on Monday?
Yeah,
Oh, Monday.
I already have to figure out
Oh,
somebody took
okay.
the kids, so it doesn't matter to me.
I was just wondering if, as we were talking about tonight, because it's gonna get colder and slicker.
Yeah, and it's foggy.
I don't like that. We had
Okay, so we will
We have to leave.
we will have a meeting hopefully 2 or 3 hours prior to our meeting, our board meeting for the central.
That'll be
Talk to
On the
John though.
10th.
Let's talk to John about both these times because he might not be available on either.
Okay.
So,
So maybe 2 o'clock on the 10th?
ish, yeah, whatever he can do. But
And then we're gonna just keep going till 5?
yeah, we might need more food then.
It'll take us that long.
Can't we
But
just go
we'll-
from one meeting to the next? And
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
transition.
can, you can recess if you want.
We're okay. So we're moving on.
Put it in the green one.
Did you just set a tentative date? Oh, the 10th.
Yeah,
The 2,
just 10th and start
Yep.
at 2 instead of at 5.
ish.
2-ish, okay.
Yeah, look. No, it's green.
Once we talk to John.
And on the facilities planning, you have another sheet there that's got some colorful stuff on it. And that just shows you the cost for the different buildings. It was in the packet that was brought from today, it wasn't online.
Looks like this,
It looks
horizontal.
like that, yeah. And it just shows you how to distribute the, our funds and the loan funds into the projects and how we would pace it and in relation to the percentages required by USDA for any given building, and it's just kind of an outline of the possibilities. You'll see that we have our revenues, which have been budgeted, are there, and we have our total expenditures for the buildings down there on the far right at the bottom. It's the same number that you see at the bottom of the center column. And I've just, those are the revenues, and the center column are the expenditures. And this is just based on our projections for the square footage and the cost estimates that we've received from our cost analyst.
And it's just,
And these are the numbers we've got to date. And I've sat down with Larry, the banker, and he's looked them over to make sure that we qualify, you know, with their expectations, and so everything's fine. But that just gives you an idea of the different costs for the different facilities, and how much of our money we're gonna put in at what stage. You look above the line, above the yellow line, and you'll see that we're putting in like 1.9 million of our money into Burbank and County Central, which are the first buildings, and then saving 595,000 for the other two buildings of our money, because USDA money can't exceed 80% of any given building. So we're way, way, way under those percentages, but they kept saying you have to spend your money first, and I kept saying we can't spend our money first, we wouldn't have anything left for the other buildings. So he's got this in his possession now, so.
And this was.
Oh, yeah, and
Okay.
he's given me a spreadsheet to work on, so.
Okay, so then each, as we discussed in the previous meeting, each project will have its own budget, and we'll be able to
Exactly,
track
exactly.
what is being done.
Exactly. And I have a massive tracking already going, but it's just.
Right, but
it's-
we haven't seen that. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can show you sort of what it looks like, and you can see what I've been doing all year. Oh, I took it out, didn't I?
yeah, Larry had given us a spreadsheet. It's a very simple
It's a very simple one, yeah.
spreadsheet that tracks each project and gives you the totals each month, and then it lets you know how much
Well,
money you have at the
I
end of
can't
the
find my
month.
thumb drive now.
Because there's obviously going to be categories associated with each project, just like in our regular budget.
Right.
Actually, can we put that on next month to look at?
Please.
Instead of this, you don't have to go through it and look for it.
No, we
I wasn't
don't.
actually gonna go through it, I'm just gonna show you that we've really, really, really been tracking it.
Oh.
If you care, I mean, you need to
No,
believe.
well, I think I have seen something that you had worked on, but if you want to show it to us, that's fine.
Aletha, you're gonna have to plug it back in. 'Cause
Thank you.
I saw that it
I know, because I released it, didn't I?
I
Yeah.
think that would be a good item for next month's agenda.
Okay,
I don't
what
think
is
we
it
need
that
to
you
see it
wanna
now.
see?
Yeah.
You don't want it?
No, we don't need to, but
Okay.
if we could just look at, it's not gonna be filled in, but your categories and how it's looking, you've organized yourself for all
Well,
these, right?
yeah, that's fine, I just,
We know you have it.
And architect costs are there, or
yes, that's what I'm saying, everything's there. And what's been budgeted against budget is showing against budget, and what's been posted against contingency is showing against contingency.
And that one will be in QuickBooks too, or what is it, what are you organizing it in?
I will probably organize it in QuickBooks in the end, but right
Right now
now
it's in Excel.
it's in an Excel thing. I'm gonna show it to you.
Talk about it, you're gonna look
You're
at it.
gonna look at
I worked hard on it.
it. You keep asking questions. There. This goes all the way back to 2012, and everything's by category according to budget. What's been budgeted,
by the architect, what's been budgeted for capital, what's been budgeted for other services, what's going against contingency, and so on. And that's how it's being tracked. And the bills and all that. So these are the numbers that I'm using with the banker for filling in his very, very, very simple spreadsheet. So everything, huh?
We'd like that.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of, as part of a project management scenario, these kinds of things would be presented each month so that we knew what was going on.
Yeah, I think you've seen things like this before, but, you know, a lot of it's been putting it together.
But it's
Oh.
in your head, but it's not
I
necessarily
know that,
in
I know
ours.
that, I know that. But,
I mean, you show them to us, but, you know.
Well, if you, people that really want to study it should go and get a printout and look at it, because if you're really into digesting it all, you, just looking at it on the screen, it's not easy to see.
Precisely.
So you need a piece of paper.
Well,
Or an electronic.
it's starting, so I think it's good that we get reports.
Yeah, it's
Before
being
it was
redone.
always so preliminary, but now it's time, probably, yeah.
now it's time.
Yep, okay.
Exactly.
Rubber meets the
And you know,
Yep.
and you know, I've been working on this all year with all of the budgets and all of the QuickBooks and everything. So it's a matter of finding the way to present it.
And us to understand. Okay, moving on. Exactly. Staffing news.
The only thing I have to report is that Burbank has hired someone for Vista Hermosa and Burbank. Her name is Isabel Benito, and her first day was February 3rd. We're still looking. We had thought we have substitute hired, and she came one day, and the next day she got a full-time job.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it was very disappointing. So,
A substitute.
clerk.
Yeah, I can see why she would say, sorry.
Yes, I know. Full-time job. What can you
Are
say?
you substitute for Virginia's spot or for?
Well, yeah, people get sick and take vacation.
Oh, I see.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
So what is the plan for Virginia? Is she working right? She's not working. Is she up in Post Falls or she's here?
she'll come back at the end of the month and let us know what March looks like, and then we're gonna have to make a decision. You know, she's doing what she needs to be doing.
Yes.
She has run out of time, and I'm working on a policy now. It's not quite there yet.
Filed for FMLA yet.
I had her fill out the paperwork. She is not eligible. She does not make enough hours. And, luckily, the board had said that we follow FMLA so that we at least, we've got it on board. So I had her fill out the paperwork so that it guarantees her job at the end of the 12 weeks. And now I'm working on a policy to donate leave so that the library can help out in this situation and other situations as well.
Virginia's worked here for how many years?
Well, she
was here when I got here.
12 years? Yeah.
but she quit for a while. She took a break, so it
Yeah,
isn't
for the baby,
continuous.
somewhere along the
There
line,
was a
right?
baby.
One of the babies. Diego or one of them? Two babies. Yeah, two babies. She took a break. Yeah.
We miss her.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
It's awful.
It is awful. Chris, do you know he has insurance, right, Javier? Yeah.
Through his work. Okay.
Because Virginia does not have insurance through us.
So, if something happened horribly to one of the employees that is insured, and we're self-insured, what would have happened, let's say? Are people covered in such a case? And what about being self-insured? Is the library taking care of itself?
The library is taking care of itself. And I'm not sure, most people, I believe, get the long-term disability, a basic, but you have that short-term. And usually what happens is that you end up using all your sick leave and your vacation time. I've been looking at everyone's sick leave and vacation time, and there are 4 employees who could make it. The other ones have not built up enough at this point.
What's the delay between an injury and that long-term disability kicking in?
90 days.
Yeah, 3 months. You do short-term and then long-term.
But
But
isn't
I guess
there
what my
catastrophic?
question is, is being you did the self-insured. We pick up the tab only to the deductible, and then catastrophic's covered. Or do we kick
What
in?
we have is a high deductible policy. The employee pays 200 of the deductible up to, it's a $750 deductible. We pay $550 of the $750 deductible, they pay $200. And then the out-of-pocket this year is $2,700, so we pay 80% of that on their behalf, and they pay 20% of that. So their total out-of-pocket for the year would be $550. Our total out-of-pocket would be like $1,900 and something.
And ours wouldn't go over whether it was a small thing or a big thing
correct,
after the
because
2,700.
That crossed my mind.
That's what I'm just
I
checking.
felt
Is
awful
that,
thinking about it, but I wanted.
no, it's tacky. I don't want to think about it.
I asked.
But I want to make sure our employees are taken care of, and the library money is taken care of. It's our job.
Well, it's always
Tacky don't
for
make me.
yourself insured, you've got to know.
That's what I'm doing now. I sent the policy to the state when they came down to visit. I had most of it done. I ran the numbers today, as if every single employee that we have could donate an X number of hours.
That'd be wonderful, yeah.
And, but I've put restrictions on that because it's very important that the employees who are donating do not deplete theirs. So I've put an 80-hour, they cannot go below 80 hours in donation, and they can't donate more than 40 because that starts to add up very quickly. But there are basically just 4, maybe 5 employees right now who could actually donate.
Okay.
Oh.
It's all right.
We just can't hear you.
Turn the kids down.
Can't hear you.
That's because I was projecting this way. Basically, we're looking into a policy now for
Yes, I'm the only one eating it.
donating sick leave with restrictions on how many hours you have to have left after you donate and how many total hours you can donate. And it's with the state right now, and they are looking it over because they said that there were quite a few pitfalls with a policy like that. So they are going over that, and then I ran numbers today. So it is something I'm working on, and I'm waiting to hear back from the state before we can go forward.
Well, we all feel very strongly towards that family, and our hearts go out to them.
For
The state of Washington does
They're
have
little.
a shared leave
Is he
policy for their employees.
still
And
not
that
doing
has something to look at metering because it's already done and they've already.
Yeah, I pulled a lot of the different policies from libraries, the state,
not none of it.
and the county.
I think the state says it goes into a pool, you can't donate it to a specific person.
Right.
People apply, they get time out of that pool. It's a good
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
Like staff love it.
Next.
What?
Unfinished
Why are
business.
these here?
I know. Because of Carol. Blame Carol.
The legacy.
The legacy continues, Carol. Okay. Naming rights document.
Okay, that
Carol.
was emailed to you, and then it's changed quite a bit since Patsy started out so well. And I don't know if you've had a chance to look at that, but because it's so lengthy, I did print it out for you to look at.
Thank you.
Can I say something?
Yes, you may.
Okay. After we voted to approve the naming rights document last month, I realized that it really wasn't ready for prime time, even though we had a motion for it. And so I talked to Bobby and I said, I think it needs some more work. And she's done a lot of work, and a lot of it's real good for you to look at. So.
Did I clarify the points that you needed?
No, I don't think, I think you need to, you and I talked about it, but
One of the things I'd like to do is tie this into groundbreaking so that it comes across as a part of the groundbreaking, and now you have the opportunity to donate. I think that's going to be much more palatable than if we release this as a separate document.
Perfect.
So I'm sort of looking towards doing it that way. I tried to stay with what Patsy had wanted as far as the major naming, and in this document, the second page is basically about the naming rights. And you have naming rights for $5,000 to $2 million or more, just in case somebody has all that extra money sitting around. and I've labeled the different areas. They will not cover the entire cost of something, but it would be close enough, and if you donate $50,000 to the lobby at County Central, your name goes on it, on a plaque, on a bronze plaque. After that, this basically, I divided them into different libraries, and Carnegie was all about buildings, and that's why that one became the naming, because it actually gave something to put a plaque onto. And then went on to donation classifications, and Patsy helped so much on this, because I was struggling with different medals and everything, and Patsy came up with this wonderful legacy, visionary, benefactors, etc., so that what we would do is we would take these, if you donated in one of the classifications, such as the Library of Alexandria Scholars classification, which is on page 4. They range from $25 up to $3,000 or $10,000, excuse me. If you're $10,000, you're going to want to be in a different category than that person who donated $25. So you would donate to the Library of Alexandria Scholars, because that was a very scholarly type library, and they were all about knowledge. And if you donated $5,001, you would be in the Partners Circle, and if you donated $50,000, you would be in the Grand Patron Circle. So we could lump them, people who donated certain amounts together across the different classifications. And I've tried to use classifications from different libraries in the past and current, and I threw in there a Punky. Where did Punky go?
Punky's on page 4.
Yes, Punky's patrons, because she was all about programming and services, as far as I can tell, and I wanted her to be acknowledged in this. And each one I went online and I stole shamelessly descriptions from the different libraries and put them in here, and then I tried to tie it into what it would represent if you were donating to this particular library.
So you donate a rug or money for a rug, and your name doesn't go on the rug, it goes on the list for the circle for whatever level.
Right, it would go on the wall of plaque.
So every bench, seat, and table doesn't have a name on it saying it's over.
No.
But these Carnegie ones do. They have their own naming.
That's the actual building where I
Right.
felt that would not go away, and the chairs may break and the tables may, you know, have a problem.
Still acknowledge the people who helped get the doors open.
Yeah, and for the landscaping, because a lot of people I think are interested in landscaping, you may donate a garden, and then a plaque would go out in the garden to acknowledge that this garden was donated by you, but not individual plants, because I'm sorry, Patsy, but I
That's
have this
okay.
nightmare vision in my mind.
Somebody steal the $25 plan. No,
So, and the word circle, what's the significance of it being a circle?
There is none, other than it
It could
sounded
be level, it could be,
right, but
but
circle.
the plaque doesn't have to be a circle.
No.
Hallelujah. Okay.
no, they're in a circle, I guess. But I stole from my information, from how PBS labels the things for their donors. So there's a lot on the internet of these different groups.
Document has been pilfered.
Yes. It's a little of this and a little of that.
No evil intent, it doesn't count.
I think maybe one or two words were actual original. And those are
And
Patsy's.
Actually,
Library
it looks
people
like
talking
that
about plagiarism.
look at the first page as something that could be handed out without the rest, saying, you know, that there's lots of, if you're interested, there's a lot of stuff in here that can go without the rest of it. As until you find out somebody's really interested.
Yeah, I would probably rewrite this and condense it, and put in some of the information about the plaques and what they get.
so that there's a small size.
What you had before was, you had condensed. That first one
Yeah, you
was
had done.
pretty
So
concise.
it's still in the process, but
Okay.
it's coming along.
It looks good. Okay, our town grant committee.
So should we change what we voted on last time? Should we revise it?
We're still
Well,
moving
I think we
forward
can
on the naming
just
convention.
Do it?
hold it.
Okay.
We're not going to.
No, if we
for
keep what we
public.
have, we can still take money. Moving on.
Okay, so you don't want this.
Yes,
We do?
yes.
Oh, I thought she said it was still a work in
I
progress.
thought you still wanted to do some more polishing.
Well, at some point I want to add bricks, naming bricks, getting your name on bricks. But I figure we can add that later. I want a document that's ready to go out as far as with the board's approval, so that if someone comes into the office after we announce that we're doing groundbreaking at Burbank, and these are going to be opportunities for the next year to 2 years for naming as we do this building project, I want to be able to hand this to them after talking to
A
them.
complete packet.
Yes.
Well,
So-
the only reason I said it wasn't, I didn't know if it was ready was because we rushed too much last month, and I just wanted to be sure.
Would you prefer we approve
want to
this
have
at
approve it
the
now?
state it's in now?
It's as ready as I could get it.
Okay.
Well, and do we need to micromanage how she does? I mean, I will want to see how it looks in the very end, but I would rather we were approving a concept
I think this could be
rather
an
than her specific. I mean, do we normally approve every document that you do?
No.
No.
And I think, like you said, I reread the motion
Of last month.
of last
What was
month.
the motion?
Yeah, we wrote as written.
I
We
think
said
it said
as
as written, so there needs to be a
No, this is
change.
not changing.
Review
Not only
naming.
money. We need to say as written. In
Trustee
in
Garcia
this case,
moved.
money.
No. Trustee Garcia moved to approve the naming contribution schedule. Trustee McDonald seconded the motion, passed unanimously.
But
It-
on the record, it will say as written.
Okay.
So, and I think it's good as written because it's a money thing. And Bobby is not going to do anything shifty. But let's say there's a shifty person in her spot. She can give a naming right away for a different price without an approval. So because it's a money thing, it needs to be approved as written. I am happy to approve this one, overriding last month's. And if we have further adjustments another day, we'll approve another one.
Or wouldn't you say revised?
Yes, revision
I think you
one.
would just say this,
We'll approve the revision.
We approve the revision.
I have one question now, because I'm sitting in my office and someone comes in and they want to donate, and it's not on here. And they want to donate
Goes in the
2.5
circle.
million.
Say thank you, the
It
board will
says,
handle
if
it.
there are, down here at the bottom, it says, if there are other ideas for donations, interested donors may meet with the executive director to develop.
Right, but see, well, okay, so that under that, the board would not feel uncomfortable with me developing another opportunity for them to donate.
No, if there's something else comes up, come get our approval on it. But at this point, I think we need to approve this.
Okay.
Because it's not covered on what we approved last.
No, I think there needs to be a motion for the revision.
Then
For
go
the
ahead.
revision.
I move, well, I think you have to say revision, or you have to say throw out the other one and start
Revision.
over again.
Revision.
I think you just call it revision.
Absolutely.
I move that we accept this what's the word? This revision. We approve this revision. I'll get it.
Of the gift slips.
Of the naming rights and donation classification.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Okay. That happened. Moving on to our town grant committee.
Okay, we have finally got a full committee of 5 people. The newest person is Julie Scott. She is a council member on the College Place, in College Place. And I had talked to the mayor and asked him to find someone that came from College Place, because Central is going to be in there, and I wanted to have that represented on the committee as well. So we have Burbank and the library and Andrea. We have College Place and the council for that place, and she does not have an art background. She has a business and leadership background. So I think that's going to balance out. There's me, who's a non-working artist, and I'm for the library. There is Tricia Harding, who is at Walla, and she's basically Walla Walla. She's more the city than the county, but she is working for the county on this one. And then there's John Campbell, who is very interested in having public art in the libraries.
So that's 4 members? Or
Five
did I-
total.
Oh, I missed
What was the
one.
college place girl's name?
Julie Scott?
Yourself, you can miss her, Bobby.
Julie Scott.
Oh, I
John
missed you.
Campbell,
Andrea. Sorry, Andrea.
Sitting at this table, she's the most important member of this
Oh,
committee.
brother. That's a sad committee then.
And hopefully, I sent out a notice today to set up meetings, so I will hopefully have some good news soon.
Okay, thanks for organizing that. Okay, QuickBooks update. How are we doing?
We are going to go learn tomorrow. We are going to the Parks and Recreation Department in Prescott because they are a county agency and they get their vouchers and they flow smoothly to the appropriate places. So I want to see how that process works. Aletha and I and Susan, who we're training right now, and Jean will be going to learn this, and she's saving some vouchers, and she's going to show us basically very quickly how QuickBooks is set up. Patsy's just a gem.
She is a gem.
She came up with the name of a woman who was a CPA and was a state auditor, who I think we will have come in and help us set the entire thing up so that it will work the way it's supposed to work with the auditor, the treasurer office, and then we will be set to go. And I'm going to ask her to set up custom reports so that I've been taking notes so that I have an idea of what it is you want to see, and then I can tell her that, and Aletha can tell her that, because Aletha's been working with this. She's the one who set up what we've got, and so between the two of us, I think we'll have a good product soon.
What was the story about QuickBooks for board members that want to do that? Where did we find out?
The issue we ran into was sharing the file, and that's something we'd have to figure out remotely. We have it shared within the office to 3 separate computers, 3 licenses. We would need to add another license.
Or
free
convert.
one.
How about converting to Excel?
They're looking into that. They were playing around with it. I think, and I don't know exactly the status on it other than it may not have given you the formula kind of stuff you want to see. I think it's like data just in cells.
No, I don't need the formulas because you don't use very many formulas.
Well, QuickBooks, it's
she's
all
old
behind
school.
the scenes anyway. It's sort of exporting. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because you guys were playing with it.
We
but
did export a few things in the Excel file, trying to get it, so we could send it to you, and they just didn't look like what you were asking for. The
Okay.
data went in, but
So I couldn't read what it was because it's all the columns, everything.
you
Or?
could read what it was, but it wasn't, you couldn't play with it.
Oh.
And you already had the Adobe one, which you could read better, so, yeah, there was nothing to play with.
We still have to finish setting it up because it had the general overall budget items, but it was not yet broken down. So we have to go back and do that so that we'll be able to go down, drill down into the budget and get the figures you want rather than just administration was this. A capital project was this. And that's what we're working on next. But you can export into Excel. We just have to get all the figures in there.
Okay, so
first.
once you get it figured out and you're up, I would like, because it's very hard for me, looking at a hard copy, I can't run numbers.
Right.
Without re-entering everything myself. And if at a meeting it's too late, I can't do my math that fast. I wish I could, but I can't. So it really helps me to get it ahead of the meeting
Okay.
and be able to play with numbers and functions and such.
As soon as we get that, you're going to be
However
sent
it works, but I'm not in a hurry. It's January.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah, but we've been focused on trying to get that.
Yeah, no, don't focus on me on that one. Okay, next.
I did want to say
Oh,
that
sorry.
the woman from the accounting firm, I met with her for another organization, and I'm really impressed with how well she knows the programs. It's amazing.
Oh, good. Good find, thank you. Okay, training policy?
I also put that in this packet tonight. It is a 2-page policy. And basically what prompted this is that we have an employee who cannot afford to pay for training up front. And I finally thought about it, and this is training that is important to the library. It's the ALA Support Staff Accreditation certificate, and that is important to the library. It also includes...
Say it one more time. The
It's
ALA what?
ALA Support Staff Certification. And there's a whole range of courses that you can go through. And it teaches you a lot of different subjects. And you go to one of the cheaper places is like, there's a college in Kentucky online, and you can take online courses. But what it does is it gives you in different specialties. Josh, are you familiar with that program at all? Because I have not looked into all the different course.
I don't know the specific courses, but this would be something for like front-end staff or someone working in a back room in the library to get certified in that kind of activity. Not someone going for like their master's degree.
Right.
This is like someone in a small office getting certified in Microsoft Office. This is someone in a library getting certified in the library work they're doing as a support staff member.
Yeah,
Actually, I know a lot about it, if I might speak.
Mm-hmm, please do.
Because my daughter did it, and just for the support staff. And it is library designed courses, like youth services and storytelling and all manner of things like you take for the masters, but it's not so in-depth. And it's it tries to give you a total understanding, course by course, of what it is that a librarian does. Reference interview, how to do a reference interview, how to read, all those kinds of things, so that when you have somebody with that certification in a library, they can know what the expectations are for the different projects, and it's really outstanding. And Bobby's right, the University of Kentucky is one of the main ones. Also, down in San Jose does it, and they're pretty cheap.
Yeah. It gives you a basic understanding of libraries, which you may not, the knowledge behind why you're doing something in a library. And it just makes the work flow better because you don't have to sit and explain to each person why they're putting a book in a certain category or why, they're doing a certain routine at a circulation desk. To me, that's valuable training. And I really struggled with this, and I tried every way I could think of to do advancements and reimbursements, and finally I said, wait a minute, it's training. It's what we want these people to have, is the training. So what I did was I changed it from reimbursements to, if they get a voucher, like this employee gets a voucher for part of the course, if they get a voucher at the end of the class, they would reimburse the library the amount of the voucher, the same way they do for jury duty. So that way the library would not pay $200 for a course, and the employee gets a $150 voucher, and the library could have had that $150 back. So I felt that was reasonable. I also looked at the county, and this is where it got tricky here, the training reimbursement to the library on the front page. And I basically took that part of the policy from the county. And it says that basically the first $500 is a freebie for the employee. It'd be the same way as if you were sending them to a workshop someplace. This is the same thing. So if they got $1,000 worth of training, or it cost $1,200 for certification, and that's just a made-up number, then if it was $1,000, $500 would be off the top. They would then owe us 3.3 months for the other $500. And this was taken, as I said, from the county, and they do $150 per month of what the county spent. That way you do not have an employee who goes for Microsoft Office certification, which is a highly sought after certification. They get that and they are immediately marketable in places other than libraries. Well, that's fine if they want to leave, but they need to then reimburse us in time. They have to stay here for that amount of time, or if they do leave, they have to reimburse us for that training. I felt that was only fair to the library, because we're not training people to go elsewhere. We are training them to work here and be better employees at the library.
So is this for the specific library support staff certification?
This is for all training, for the
Okay.
certification. So if
For
other,
what certification?
well, this one is for that type of the ALA certification, but
Right,
it would
which is
also.
LSSC.
Yeah, I mean, if Josh wanted to get his certification in all Office or Microsoft products, that makes him an extraordinarily valuable commodity
Oh,
out
right, I
there.
understand that, but a specific, the
But does this
ALA
cover
one-
Josh's thing, or is this
Yeah.
only for
This
this?
is programs with a certificate, right?
Right, it's for-
Which,
Certification.
through ALA, is a specific set of competencies that they're trying
Right.
to share with people.
Are you trying to make sure this is specific enough? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm just I was just not sure what kind of training we're talking here, but it's specifically for that certificate then, not for any kind of training?
No, it's for any certifiable, any training that leads to a certificate
Of any kind?
of any kind that
Oh,
works for the library. If, say, I wanted Aaron to teach Microsoft courses. See, you shouldn't have been sitting there, it was too convenient. Then I would send her for the certification course, and then she would be certified to teach those courses.
right.
And
So
then,
it's not specifically for library training.
right, but it's specifically for training that
That
can be
says job
used-
related training.
Yes,
Job-related
in the
training.
library.
It's up to the director to decide whether the training's job-related or not.
Mm-hmm.
Just what, if I read it right.
Yes.
I was just clarifying that.
Yeah, I
because
just wanted
This
to
is two different things.
Yeah, I wanted to protect the library while providing training that will help staff be better employees and be able to broaden the skill level that they've got to use in the library.
I have a question. When you talk about the voucher, where does that voucher come from that you were talking about?
I believe it's from the American Library Association.
Okay.
And then they get it after, and correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, and they get it after they have completed the course. But if an employee does not have the money up front, and if this is training anyway, I felt it was sort of nitpicking if we would send them to a workshop to get the training. Why wouldn't we send them to a training, a
Online.
Whatever's most cost effective. right?
So it doesn't count if they don't get a certificate? Like, what happens if they do half of it, or they take a class that doesn't have a
Well, no.
certificate? What are,
Because it says employee
You
attends
have to
training
finish
and
it.
becomes
Wow.
certified, the employee agrees to pay.
in an ideal world, but what happens if you don't?
Then you don't. I mean, if you drop a class, you don't get the grade.
You pay for it yourself.
Right.
Just like in real life.
How long does it take to get a certificate? How many classes are you taking for
Quite a
this?
few, and it's only a couple a year.
Depends on what it is.
Yeah, it's just a couple
Yeah.
a year, that's all
Depends
they
on
can
what
do.
license you're
really.
talking
Oh, it's a couple of them a year.
That's right.
So this is an entire
Chris
course
was
of,
going to say
this
something.
It's a
isn't just getting
series. Oh,
sorry.
certified in Microsoft, you're getting certified in,
She had some comment.
I
Right.
don't know.
What would you like to say, Chris?
A specific thing, it's a
I was just gonna comment.
ongoing,
This particular individual got a stipend, she applied for it, and she got a stipend from the ALA, and then that's what it is. It doesn't happen for every class. It was just an opportunity that she took advantage of.
The library has to be covered for just about anything you can think of.
So you wrote this to try to cover it.
Yes. Again, very carefully stolen from many places.
It doesn't cover if you want any.
yeah.
But
It
it's,
says we'll approve it. The Board of Trustees approves the
Okay.
Executive Director's participation in training and development activities. Does this cover tuition for these guys too? Because that feels like an ongoing ALA certification. It's getting awfully close to a continuing education. Are we gonna be on the hook for other people's? Is that gonna open this up to us doing that?
That's what I'm afraid of.
So,
What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid that it will open it up to every single person. But it does say on my authority, the director's authority. So if I know a person is planning on leaving in 2 months, the chances are real good I'm not going to approve. Also, I'm not going to send them to workshops and conferences and things like that. If there's some wording that you want added to this that would cover something that I've left out, feel free.
I don't know about the rest of the board, but for myself, my only concern is making sure it stays within the budget for training. I mean, we're all for training the people. I think it's fabulous.
Yeah.
And if they're interested in learning more, great. And if we can support that anyway. But it needs, this is so open-ended. As long as it stays within the budget
I don't think it
of
is.
our,
This isn't a dinner bill, come and get it. It's if you come to her and she approves
and you
it,
know
then
what the total budget is for the year, that's not changing.
Right.
she's on top of the numbers.
So yeah, an online course versus a course at a
So
meeting
in the
is not that much
adopted
difference
budget,
to me.
you have $10,000 staff training and professional development for budgeted for 2014. Up 5,000 from last year.
That's all staff.
That's all
Yeah.
staff.
So that's the bucket they're pulling from.
So that's where you're getting the money from, but you're not going to spend it all because you're going to send people to workshops and library conferences and things as well.
And some of that is web conference or webinars that you pay for. There's many different training opportunities now. But again, it's the same as a conference. You don't open it up to the entire staff and say,
Who wants to?
who wants to go? Everybody who wants to can go to the conference, because it's just not going to happen. There has to be something at the conference that will help that person gain skills or knowledge to work better within the library.
I don't know what you want, Sam.
I was asking if there was a cap per employee, so we could protect ourselves from having one individual, one employee taking advantage of the.
Getting more
the cap
than
here-
everybody else.
Right, that's what I was asking.
Perhaps there
Yeah,
needs
what
to
if
be a
you end up with some
sentence.
favorite employee that you just want to train?
Oh, you don't ever have to worry about that.
Well, I'm kidding, I'm teasing you, but she does have a point.
she
What
has
if there's
a point.
one person who ends up with the lion's share of the money?
Well, perhaps it needs,
Yeah.
but perhaps it needs to be a sentence that so many dollars per year per
yeah.
per individual or
person.
something.
It's too nitpicky. I think we have to trust that the executive director knows what she's doing. She has a budget for it.
Well, and we get to see that budget.
It
every
helps
month.
us.
And if it does happen, then we can react then, but I don't think it's gonna cause, there's only $10,000 in that budget.
Yeah,
And
that
I
has
say
to go
only,
for
but
everybody.
And if
Yeah,
that's
it's
gone
on
by
there.
March, then it's gone by March and we just don't, as a board, expand the budget.
Well, and if they were doing an official ALA course, the online one, they have 4 years to complete it. Just to register is $350, and then the different courses cost beyond that. So that's kind of that's something you work out with the goal setting process with an employee. If this is the training that would be beneficial, and that if they want to be a long-term library employee and would like to have that official certification from ALA, it's to our advantage and theirs also. But that's something that Bobby would be, as the director, evaluating. And, in some instances, that could take as much as you have for the year. But different employees should have opportunities at different years if it were to work out that way.
Usually what you do, like on conferences and everything else, is you rotate it. So if you went last year to a big conference, you don't get to go for a couple years, so other people have a chance to go.
Okay,
And sometimes the conferences are close by.
so do we need a motion to
Send
accept
them all.
this policy?
Yes. I actually gave you
There's a motion.
a
Here's the
motion in big letters. Different motions. Training policy is the last one there.
Oh, okay. It's your turn. No? Yes?
Yes, I move that we approve the district training and development policy as written under the discretion and supervision of the executive director.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
3 out of 5.
None opposed. So next was meeting with the College Place School Board President.
I just wanted to let you know that I would be meeting with him on February 13th, and he wants to discuss providing service to all the children in the College Place schools.
Did he approach you?
Yes.
Woo-hoo.
So, we will be talking to him. Yes, I already figured out if every single student, Aletha helped me find the numbers, it would be $48,000. But we know that every student is not a College Place city.
Yes, some are in the county
Some are
already.
already counted.
And we'll
Well,
need
and would
to-
we do it by family? I mean,
I think it would be important not to make any commitments until we find out the details.
right, he wants. what they want.
Because I know other institutions who built libraries close to schools, it became a giant impact both on personnel, on wear and tear on the facility, on management, on crowd control, because it becomes a drop-off place.
Yes.
It's the place where parents just leave the kids, or they don't keep their libraries open at the schools, so
Good point.
you have to be careful. I mean,
gonna
not that
look
we
like
don't want
Burbank.
to, not, well, I know, but
Careful what you
within-
wish for.
But there's a lot of, we're talking a lot of children here. And the management and the care and the caution, just like you're talking about with supervision, is an important consideration. And it's a big impact to us personnel-wise,
We wanna
which
balance.
is a financial impact also.
Right, until they want to give us tax money.
Okay, well, you'll let us know what they,
Yeah.
how that goes. Okay.
It's good to make friends.
Announcements. Any announcements?
I convinced my husband to apply for that pomegranate center.
Oh, nice.
It
Good.
cost me a lot, but,
We may not.
no, we don't know the exact cost. And he got,
TMI.
he got two notices. One said, "We were really happy to get your application and we'll look at it," and the other one said, "Welcome aboard," all on the same day within 4 hours. So I don't know where he stands, but
You gotta sign some.
They looked at it, approved it.
he's probably a little bit overqualified, which is fine. So we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll have a great project then.
Well, it's still, they have
Yeah.
to pick that project, but
And I'm supposed to go, tomorrow was the day that I was to go to present, to sell the project.
oh,
But they just sent me an email this morning that they're canceling tomorrow because of the weather. The people are coming from Issaquah,
oh,
and so we're going to now have it on the 25th.
oh, okay.
And they also sent
They
another
have the
email.
first meeting before then.
Well, that may be. But they also sent another email saying that two of the projects have dropped out. Did I want to did I want to give a presentation for two projects in Prescott? And I put in a phone call to Jock saying, why would I want to do that and dilute the, if I only had a 1 and 2 and 3, I would have a lot better chance than a 2 and 4. So I don't know, he didn't call me back. Now I have till the 25th to get everything polished. And Bobby's going to come with me.
Yeah, March 14th and 15th is their first meeting.
So it's the 25th of February.
No, but I'm saying the pomegranate,
Oh.
unless they
But
change
see,
that.
of the people that are going to pick I was surprised they were having us present before they'd chosen the fellows. I thought the fellows were going to be the people who were
Well,
going
if
to pick,
these
but
two
evidently,
emails are any indication, they might be
maybe.
a little fixed up.
Maybe so.
It'll get fixed, okay.
And I'm more than willing to help with your presentation.
This is probably totally inappropriate, but the no, it's not going to stop me, obviously. The AAUW book sale is February 21st to the 23rd at the Whitman Hotel,
Thank you.
and it's huge.
It's my favorite event.
Yeah, it's
Now, what is it?
The
it's
Marcus
the
Whitman.
AAUW, their annual book sale, and the money goes for scholarships for women. So it really is a good cause. And
But
it's
at
really
Whit-
fun. It's a
At the
Friday.
Marcus Whitman or at Whitman College?
It's at Marcus Whitman Hotel. It's the whole
Every year,
ballroom
the whole
downstairs.
ballroom.
And it starts on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You
this
like,
weekend?
you like that.
Sunday is a bag sale,
Of this weekend.
but things
Is
are
this
picked
weekend?
over.
Is that what you're
And
talking about, this weekend?
No.
and there's a
No.
lot of booksellers that now come.
When?
Yeah, so,
Next
21st
Next
to 23rd.
Oh,
of February,
21st.
so it's coming up.
Awesome, okay.
Lots of kids' books, so lots of everything. Thousands.
That's what I need.
Right.
Kids, it's fantastic.
Well, yeah, and I,
Have you looked in
no,
my
I don't
basement?
know.
I think I rival
Last year,
the
every
library
child that
with
was
the number
there
of books
got a
I
book
have.
right from the get-go, so
Embarrassing.
I'm not sure how that, I'm working the first shift.
Well, we'll come visit
I'll
you.
find out. Oh, yes, please. So anyway,
Okay,
that little pitch.
if that is all, our next meeting will be the 10th.
2 o'clock.
Yep,
And then the special meeting,
Where are we gonna have the next meeting on the 10th?
At the service center.
You have a 2/26, you have a meeting, you said. The next meeting,
yeah, at the service
Well,
center.
the service center at 10 o'clock? Is that what you
At
said?
11:30
11:30.
11:30, okay.
is the 26th of February.
Yeah.
And then the next board meeting, March 10th, we will
Start
at 2. That's our best guess right now.
And
All
go.
this is subject to John. So,
So for both of those meetings, there will be a confirming email.
And did you get my message that email you sent to me I never look at?
yes, and then I changed it, and it changed it in my contacts, and it changed it on all your emails. So now I have
No,
to-
all emails is fine.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. I never look at that other one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Why
I
don't
cannot
you
be
make-
retrained.
Why don't you get Josh to help you so it comes in?
It did. It came into Outlook, but in this really weird pocket over some strange spot. And I had my guru computer husband look at it, and it seems to not want to go into the main file, and I don't know why. It's
Sometimes
just,
it comes in straight through IMAP and things.
yeah, it's doing the weirdest
Gmail.
thing. And it doesn't alert you that it's there. It doesn't show up. It doesn't say there's a number, and I just never think to look at it.
Yeah.
Except right before a board meeting, I know to look at
You
it.
know that something's there.
Yeah, but I don't every day go down there and dig through the tunnel that would find one of those.
Well, I
So,
was just going to have Josh set it up somehow so that the board stuff would go to the rural library, and then the
It
other
should.
stuff would go to your other email.
that's fine too, because like I said, before a board meeting, I know to go look and
Right.
find it through there, but it never alerts you the way it's set up, and my husband could not figure out another way. So, I'm lost. He's lost.
Go to Gmail.
Oh,
You have a conflict what?
on the 26th,
On that new,
on the 26th, for that
that's,
particular meeting.
Okay.
it's design.
Hmm?
It's all right.
Can we get by?
It's up to you.
I mean, if it was financial, I'd say you had to.
No, it's up to you entirely. I just want you to know that I can't be here on the 26th.
Because I think you've heard it all from John before. It's more like communicating with us.
Sure.
But I mean, if
I
you
just-
want us to reschedule it for
No,
when you're
not
around.
particularly. I just wanted you to know.
Okay.
Just for the minutes, where are these meetings taking place?
Service center on both. I
Okay.
tortured you enough to I can.
It's nice driving out here.
yeah, in the light, in the daylight.
Yeah, well, I'm not too fond of every
I know, I
from
know.
November.
We thought of
Actually, it's
you
about
all.
October
That's
till
why-
about
that's
May.
why- that's
I
why
Put your
I
high beams
wonder-
on it.
going till dark.
That's why I wonder.
I'm not kidding. It's forever.
We could,
God, I was in town. I took a job.
there's a thing in this,
Are
are
we
we adjourned now?
Seven.
We were adjourned a while.